137 million pounds that Real Madrid do want. We do know, and we'll come to this in more detail later, that the Morgan Rogers saga, Arsenal weren't willing to go past 100 million pounds, let alone 117 million. Would they stretch to 137 because it's Vinicius Júnior?
In fact, we'll go back to Vinicius Júnior. Linked, as we know, to Arsenal. Real Madrid have just agreed a deal with RB Leipzig for Diomande. And here's the twist. Both wingers share the same agency. So, by the way, look at the switchboard going nuts. This is an actual ongoing transfer. Let's talk about this Vinny Júnior scenario. Actually looking to leave Real Madrid, or is his agent just playing the game for a bigger deal?
Do you know what? Rock Nation, when they first came into football, no one really took them seriously. But now they are serious players in football. When you talk about, they've got Diomande, they've got Vinny Júnior, they've got Martinelli, Paqueta, they're serious players. But obviously, the smart game to play here is to leave your options open and to see who's going to come and give you the money. I mean, at that level, football's gone crazy. Do you know, these 100 million plus deals and the wages, what the fans got to understand is, these numbers now are getting on to €1 million a week, the cost.
Yeah.
If you buy a player for 100 million and you say to the selling club, okay, we'll pay you over 5 years, it's still 20 million a year. And then you've got to give them 20, 30 million in wages. I mean, that's heading towards £1 million a week.
Yeah.
And when I started in the game, I wasn't sure whether that was going to happen. But now it's happening more and more and more.
Yeah.
And clubs have got to be very careful about their PSR because they're spending so much money, but they're now looking at free transfers like Jordan Henderson and other players.
Sky, give us an idea. And I know you don't want to give away too much information on something like this. Give us an idea. £100 million transfer. What's an agent earn out of that, roughly?
So basically, what an agent is supposed to earn, so you could say morally, is a percentage of the player's gross annual income, or what the player earns, with the exception of bonuses. But these days, agents are structuring deals to earn more and more money. So out of a deal for 100 million, it depends what the agent has said to the buying club. Sometimes agents go to the buying club and say, how much do you want for the player? You want 80 million. Okay, if I get you 100 million, then, I want this. With the situation with Vinny, I mean, this looks like he's trying to get a better deal at Real Madrid. And some fans will say, well, how much money do you want to earn? But at that level, it's all relative. These guys are earning 300-400 grand a week. If they can get $500,000, they're going to go for it.
When you're an agent and you've got two, in this situation, you've got Vinny and Diomande, and they share the same agent, how much power does a shared agency actually hold in these massive deals? Because it seems like a horrific scenario for the club to have to deal with one agent about two players.
Well, it's a problem for the agent because if you've got two players, similar position, similar level, the players are going to be looking at each other and saying, well, who are you looking after? Who's your priority? You looking after me or you looking after the other player? But I suppose the good thing for Rock Nation is that the players are wanted by so many clubs that whatever happens, they're going to get a great deal. But as I said, once we start edging towards that £1 million a week cost to clubs, the PSR is going to be a problem.
Yep. I've just been told this. Sim just mentioned Martinelli. Is he part of that agency as well, Sky?
He is, yeah.
He is, yeah. So that's, again, there's potentially another facet to that. If Vinny Júnior comes to Arsenal, there might be another opportunity for this agency to have someone else going out the door.
Yeah, I bet you don't have a mortgage, do you, Sky?
Listen, I know the Rock Nation guys haven't got a mortgage. I think they've just got a team of wingers. Yeah. I think that if you're a winger and you want to go for 100 million, you go to Rock Nation.
Yeah. Sky, thanks so much for your time, pal. You're looking well. Good to speak to you again.
Thank you, Sky.
Though, Jacob, it's X Factor, isn't it? Which probably Arsenal, when they won the title last season, were accused of not having. So just get everyone else to work harder because Vinicius Júnior is worth it, isn't he?
Yeah, it would be a diversion from the norm because, as you say, you look at Arsenal, you think they're pragmatic at times. They like to find margins. They make sure that everyone's working in tune. So I would tell a guy that doesn't press, Declan Rice, if he's tired now, then he's probably going to be even more tired, having to shuffle over that left-hand side every time. But yeah, it would be very interesting if Arteta tweaks the system, or he feels like he can get Vinicius to start running a little bit more. But I imagine it'll probably be the former.
Yeah, I wouldn't bank on getting Vinny to run more, but I think it would have to be a tweak. And you can, in modern football, I think you can carry one player without pressing. I think it's a maximum of one, and I think PSG showed us during the Neymar, Mbappe, Messi era that 3 is far too many, 2 is arguably too many, 1 you can just about get away with. So Arsenal do have very hard-working forwards elsewhere. They've got great pressing out of Odegaard. Saka works extremely hard. Havertz is a dog up there. So maybe they protect Vinny off the ball and slot him inside behind the striker and say, just block some passing lanes. Don't worry too much about the tracking. There is always an option. There is always a way of doing this and hiding a player in the press. But I don't think it's what Arteta would ever want to do. So the point you make about the X factor is very crucial. If they're to sign him there, it basically tells me that they think he is so overwhelmingly good on the ball and such a difference maker that they are willing to make a sacrifice in terms of their MO.
If it is £137 million that Real Madrid do want, we do know, and we'll come to this in more detail later, the Morgan Rogers saga. Arsenal weren't willing to go past £100 million, let alone 117 million. Would they stretch to 137 because it's Vinicius Júnior?
He does seem one of those anomalies where you think, you know what, he's got 12 months left, we'll pay it. It's almost like you take away the recruitment department and the scouting, you think, and your answer is just, it's Vinicius Júnior. But it is odd, really, because they're only going up to a set limit for Morgan Rogers. Similar happening with Ezri Konsa, which we'll talk about. They're very strict with their pricing and they don't really exceed what they feel the valuation of a player is. But like I say, Vinicius sits in this different category where they go, actually, yeah, maybe we can do it because he's Vinicius Júnior. He's a superstar.
Well, maybe he sits in that category, or maybe they do genuinely look at that and say, he's only got 1 year left. He cannot be worth 137 million. And when you consider, I know it's a bit boring on the financials, but like, you've already mentioned that he could easily cost them £400,000 a week or more. Like, he's going to be the top earner at the club. He's already on 25 million euros a year, which is roughly 400k, I think, a week. This is an almighty expensive financial package, and it just gets more expensive the further it goes up on the transfer fee. And so if it's like 137, it seems too much to me. And that's not a comment on the player, it's a comment on the contractual situation.
And you've got to look at what the knock-on effects will be to other players, high-profile players at Arsenal, who will be renegotiating their contracts and saying, well, if Vinicius